I've played Minecraft for far too long, and clearly this hasn't gone unnoticed, because if I read through my messages, my emails, my tweets, a lot of people tend to ask me, how do I not get bored of the game? How do I stay motivated? How do I keep creating new things? And the answer is, I do a bunch of different stuff. Let's start with the most important. When it comes to survival Minecraft worlds, resist the urge, don't cheat. Now, I know it seems counterintuitive. How would giving yourself everything that you could possibly ever want in Minecraft kill your inspiration and kill your motivation? Well, it's because it means you don't have to do anything anymore. What's the point in building up a massive melon and pumpkin farm when you can just spawn in the melons and pumpkins? What's the point in building up a villager trader so that you can get all sorts of emeralds, so then you can do more villager trades when you can just spawn in all of that stuff? I mean, it completely destroys all meaning in your world. Give yourself plenty of room for expansion. The perfect Minecraft base is one that can be constantly expanded upon and constantly worked on. If you finish up your base, that can often be a cause for loss of motivation, because the base is one of those things, it's only really fun when you're working on it. Once you've actually finished your base, you don't get that much enjoyment out of it. It's the process that's good. And that actually brings me on quite nicely to this next point. It's a little bit further up the line, but it seems like a good time to mention it. Don't set yourself a singular, definitive end goal. A lot of people, when they start up their Minecraft worlds, they tell themselves, I'm going to beat the Ender Dragon. Now, that's a good goal. You know, it's a good goal to have for your world, okay? But once you've done it, you're just going to stop playing because you don't have any further plans for the world. So instead of doing that, I personally would suggest working on a variety of different projects. Having a number of things on the go at once not only keeps things fresh, you know, you're constantly working on different bits and different styles of building, but also it gives you a constantly revolving list of things to do. If you're constantly playing in the same way, day in, day out, yeah, it's going to get very dull very quickly. But with that being said, know what you really enjoy. So have your variety of different play styles, but for me personally, farm building is like my personal favorite. So if I find myself struggling with motivation, I'm going to drop back into the things that I truly really enjoy, and that of course is building up large automated farms and automated sorting systems and doing all of that geeky redstone stuff. Don't overstretch yourself, because then you're going to end up with a bunch of half-finished bits. It's an easy thing to do, okay? You're watching a bunch of YouTubers, you see some crazy builds that they're working on, and you go, I really want to do that, and you start work on it, you get like 10% of the way done, and you realise the project is far too big. Remember, big Minecraft projects require big time investments, and if you don't have a lot of time to invest into Minecraft, like most people don't, then yeah, don't try and do some crazy mega stuff. Keep the scope quite small. Adjust the rules of the game to your playstyle. I'm a tiny bit useless at the survival side of Minecraft, so for me personally, I would love to be able to play with keep inventory as true, because when I fall in lava, it's just depressing. Some other good game rules that you can play around with is increasing the random tick speed so your farms work faster. You can play in peaceful mode so you don't have to worry about mobs. Or if you're really good at the game, you can play in nether only, or even go to ultra hardcore where your health doesn't regenerate. Whether you want a more chilled Minecraft experience or a slightly more difficult Minecraft experience, I would suggest tweaking the game rules to suit you. Focus on the details. This guy just ruined my clip. Get out of here. It can be easy getting carried away on the mega structures, gigantic castles, entranceways, huge mansions, when in reality it can be incredibly fun working on really tiny things. The cool thing about adding detail into builds is it just makes it feel more alive. Now you can do this through little redstone contraptions such as this ender station, or you can do it through small pieces of decoration. Etho and Good Times with Scar are absolute kings of this. I love going into their builds and seeing the minute details that they've worked on. However, if you want to put that mind at ease for a little while, then doing a mindless project such as a long mining session definitely is a good way to go. You know, sometimes I want to play Minecraft, but I just don't want to deal with having to be creative. So whipping out the pickaxe, going down to y=11 and just going in one direction for as long as possible can be a good solution to that. Now this next one kind of falls into the variety of projects category, but one thing that's really been helping me over the past couple years is in my survival Minecraft worlds, I break it up into districts. You know, it used to be that I would work on my base and that would be my solo hub of operation, whereas now I split my world up. So I've got different things, you know, medieval district, we can have the villager district, we can have the farming district, we can have the gaming district, all different areas that I can dip in and out of when I fancy working on a project there. Now it seems like you have this one covered, but I feel like I should mention it. Watching YouTube videos. I mean, I get so much inspiration from watching Minecraft YouTubers. If I'm ever feeling like I don't know what to do, I don't know what project to work on, I'll just open up YouTube, look out for some of my favourite Minecraft YouTubers, chuck on a few of their videos, and then suddenly I'm raring to go. And if that doesn't scratch the itch, then really get inspired by downloading other people's worlds. You know, there's a big difference between watching a video of a Minecraft world and actually being in it and being able to walk around it. It's a kind of difficult thing to explain because, I mean, you're looking at it on the same screen, but just being able to move through it, you can really get a sense for what's going on. You can look at things close up, move around them, take inspiration, and then take some of those ideas and move them into your own worlds. Experiment with different tweaks to the game. Now, you can go absolutely wild with this, installing gigantic mod packs that completely change the game, like completely change the game. It's barely recognizable. Or alternatively, you could go down the route that I personally like, which is vanilla Minecraft with tiny little tweaks. So a good example of this is micro blocks or player head blocks. Just the ability to use these as details in your builds is quite a cool little feature. I've also been playing around with the carpet mod, which allows me to move chests and hoppers and things with pistons. All things that I think fit in nicely with vanilla Minecraft. They don't change the game too much, but it's just an added layer of interest. Share your work with others. I think it goes without saying that I would play nowhere near as much Minecraft as I currently do if I wasn't sharing it with people on a nearly daily basis. But this doesn't necessarily mean make YouTube videos. Of course, you could do that, or you could share some screenshots on Reddit. You could post your world on Planet Minecraft, or even just send what you've been up to your friends. Let them know what you're doing. Heck, get your nan involved. You know, bring your nan over and show her your Minecraft world. She might be interested. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit and try and learn a new skill. For me personally, that's terraforming. I'm always deathly scared of terraforming. I put off any terraforming project for as long as possible, but recently I've gotten back into it, and you know what? I enjoy it because as I'm doing it, I'm learning. I can see myself progressing. It's actually quite a lot of fun. Now, this one is kind of similar to mindless tasks, but it's specific. Do some spring cleaning. If you're anything like me, there's probably chests littered all over the place around your base. If you've got shulker boxes, then they're dropped off everywhere as well. Just go through those chests, sort out the items, chuck them into your main storage system. Just clean things up. Creeper holes gone, you know, various blocks that somehow have been picked up by an enderman and dropped off. Clear those up. Just spring clean. To some of you, this is going to sound ridiculous, but hear me out on this one. Sometimes I can really struggle with just starting the game. I don't mean that from a technical perspective, okay? I mean actually plucking up the motivation to open the game. It sounds silly even saying it, alright? But sometimes I find it so difficult to just get the game started because I don't have the motivation. But once the game is open and I open up my world and I start jumping around in my world, suddenly my motivation comes back. The inspiration starts flowing and I'm in the zone. However, if none of the previous tips work, then take a break. Take a rest from playing Minecraft. You know, sometimes you're not going to have the motivation. No matter what you do, you're not going to have the motivation. So know when to pull away so that you don't get completely written off and burnt out. Know when to take a break, and then you can come back when you're feeling it a little bit more. And if you've been playing on a singular, specific Minecraft world for a very long time, then sometimes it could be time for a fresh start. You know, we have Hermitcraft seasons for a reason. No matter how much we try, and no matter how much we try and play on the same world, sometimes the world just gets old and you want new horizons, and you want to start afresh, and you want to be able to take on new projects and do different things. With that being said, I think it's very, very important to mention, never delete a Minecraft world. If you can avoid it, never delete a Minecraft world, because sometimes when I'm struggling with motivation, one of my favourite things to do is just to go back through old Minecraft worlds, take a look at the old things that I've worked on, old bases, and occasionally by doing that, I actually get inspired to then make new stuff. It's funny how those things work. Now, to round things up, I do have a bit of a bonus tip for you, but unfortunately it can be almost impossible to achieve, and that is play with a good bunch of people. I'm incredibly lucky to be a member of the Hermitcraft server and being able to play with such a great group of people. We all motivate each other together, and the reason this is a bonus tip is because it's kind of almost impossible to find. It's really difficult to find a group as good as Hermitcraft, but I'm sure you could if you really, really try. And who knows, you might be able to set one up yourself. Anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. It's been a lot of fun to create, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya! I mean, it's such a shame because I do get so many comments asking me how you create a community like the Hermitcraft server, and it's one of those things there's no definitive answer to. It's impossible for me to answer because it happened almost accidentally. And like this, it's so difficult. But if you can find one, stick with it because, yeah, it's the best. Some of my favourite memories are on the Hermitcraft server of life.